Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Smackdown review with me, Mr. Parkin, on behalf of the British Fish. You know what? I really wasn't expecting too much from this week's edition of Smackdown. Generally, when WWE comes to the UK, they don't really bring their A game for some unknown reason. You know, maybe they've got talent elsewhere and they don't have all the talent at the shows. I imagine there are loads of different logistical reasons why WWE probably cannot actually bring their A game to Raw and Smackdown when they come to the UK. But this show actually was okay. I thought this show was pretty decent, somewhat entertaining in my opinion. Yes, there was a couple of bad segments in there, but there was a couple of pretty good segments in there, I felt. And if you have any thoughts on this show, please let me know, of course, as you always do, down in the comment section below. What better way to open up an overseas version of Smackdown in the UK with none other than the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, introduced by the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. And, you know, it's always nice to see Hulk Hogan, you know, especially in the UK for the first time in 20 years in a WWF, WWE ring, apparently. And, you know, he got a pretty good reaction from the UK crowd, as you would expect. And pretty much, he came out there to promote Legends House and the WWE Network and to tell the UK that the WWE Network will be with us soon. The only problem here, which kind of defeated the point of the whole segment, was the fact that Hulk Hogan or the script writers or WWE never told us when the network was going to be coming to the UK. You know, it's very important if you're going to tell us the network is going to come to the UK, it's important to tell us when. If you can't give us an exact date, give us a ballpark figure as to when the UK may be getting the WWE Network. Otherwise, this segment was, you know, it was an okay segment in terms of nostalgia, but not very good in giving us really the details that we needed. So in continuation from what happened last week on SmackDown, we had Batista versus Dolph Ziggler in a no DQ match. No doubt they did this just because, you know, they're in the UK. They wanted to give the fans a bit of a treat. You know what? This match was pretty good, I felt. You know, I don't know why the referee was getting rid of the chair, you know, in the middle of the ring when it's a no DQ match. I don't know how that works, but at least Batista finally wins a match clean. It just seems like Batista can never, ever seem to win a match clean right now. And if he was going to win a match clean, I guess it was always going to be against someone like Dolph Ziggler, who WWE don't really think too highly of. And you know what? I would say, you know, well, Dolph Ziggler working with Batista could help promote him, maybe help give him a push, you know, just help him in general. But we all know at this point that Ziggler isn't really considered very highly by the WWE, and so will never, ever, ever really get a big proper push. And apparently even Ric Flair wanted to manage Dolph Ziggler, but apparently WWE shot down the idea simply because they just don't really ever want to push this guy. You know, maybe WWE have their own reasons for not pushing him. I don't know. But overall, even though this really had no consequence on really anything at all, storyline-wise, at least this was a little bit of a bone to throw to the UK fans, even though really they only used a chair and maybe the ring steps, and, you know, that was really about it. So last night on NXT, we had none other than Bo Dallas getting defeated by Big E to be excavated from NXT, never to return again. You know, but one day later on Friday Night SmackDown, you know, Bo Dallas works fast. He's debuting on SmackDown. You know, Bo Dallas had a match here against Sin Cara, and now I'm very aware of the Bo Dallas character. I'm very aware of his mannerisms and how WWE wants to present him, and I kind of understand the gimmick because I've really seen it from day one. But many people really aren't, especially casual fans. So I was very interested to see how they were going to present this new character to a new audience, to a new type of audience, which involves more casual fans. And I think the best way to really find out if it worked is to ask you guys that have never watched NXT before, and if this is the first time you've seen Bo Dallas, you know, what is Bo Dallas's character to you? Is he a face? Is he a heel? Because this is going to be a very interesting dynamic WWE are going to be drawing a line in, because he kind of comes out as a baby face, you know, kind of like Kurt Angle did back in the day, but really this is all about getting a heel reaction, you know, for Bo Dallas, being very cheesy and over the top to the point where the crowd will just despise him like they did in NXT. Hope that is the case. You know, I really do hope that works. So, and also, I love how during the match with Sin Cara, which he won, by the way, I love how he got one move in on Sin Cara, and he was like Owen Hart, you know, like, yes, I got a move in, yes, yes. You know, I thought that was pretty funny. And when he won the match, he did a lap of honor around the ring. You know, don't stop believing. So we had yet another incredibly entertaining promo segment from Bray Wyatt. This guy really cannot cut a bad promo. I cannot say any bad about Bray Wyatt's promo cutting abilities. The most entertaining, most avid promo cutter in the WWE right now. I think he's definitely #1 in the WWE, and also found it kind of cool that, you know, even though the arena was dark, you know, which added to the aura of Bray Wyatt, we had loads of phone screens on in the crowd, so you had loads of white lights surrounding the ring, which really gave this a very strange aura, which really suits the Bray Wyatt character, in my opinion. So I thought the promo segment itself and what was said and how it was delivered was incredibly entertaining once again, and had my undivided attention. I guess my only problem with this promo segment is that as soon as I heard him talking about killing the C Nation and all that kind of stuff, I now kind of got a gist as to who will win at Payback. I kind of thought John Cena would win anyway, but after all that kind of stuff, you know, WWE are never going to kill the C Nation. So we all know John Cena's going to win, and it'll probably, you know, involve some bullshit with it being 3-on-1 and John Cena still overcoming the Wyatt family, and shit will be the same old shit as it usually is with John Cena. I hope that doesn't happen, but after what I've heard from this promo, I have a strange feeling that it will. This segment involving Sheamus, Del Rio, and Cesaro and Paul Heyman, you know, this segment really, to me, combined two problems that have been very rife in the WWE in the last few years, and, you know, maybe even before that. Number one, repeated matches that I just don't care about. I just have no want to see Sheamus versus Del Rio facing off in a ring. I really don't care whenever they face off, so I skip this match towards the end, you know, which to the important bit, which I knew would happen towards the end. And also, this just seems like your typical mid-card, bland-ass guy on commentary while other guy has a match in the ring segment. But I guess at least they allowed segment to end the segment on top and do the neutralizer to the outside on Sheamus, which means he actually got some heat on him, even though really Sheamus should probably be the heel in all honesty, and Cesaro really should be the babyface, even though he's aligned with Paul Heyman, the heel, whose client ended the streak at WrestleMania. It's kind of really messed up, this whole thing, isn't it? But I guess now they are going to go there with a Cesaro-Sheamus feud, which is going to be for a title which did nothing for Cesaro. So really, in this feud, I'm kind of hoping Cesaro loses, because the mid-card titles never do anything for anyone right now. We didn't even see Wade Barrett on this week's edition of SmackDown, and we're in the fucking UK. What fucking sense does that make? Thank you, UK fans! You know, we get it. We played along with this Adam Rose segment. We understand what this gimmick is all about, unlike you freaking American crowds who don't seem to have a damn clue as to how to react. So I am giving 5 fucking stars out of 5 fucking stars to this UK crowd at the O2 Arena, dancing along with Adam Rose and playing along to the gimmick. You know, Vicky Guerrero did a good job as well in this segment. You know, the fans thinking that Vicky Guerrero was a lemon and the entourage carrying her around the ring, that was damn hilarious. What a segment this was. You know, this was one of my highlights of SmackDown, mainly because you have an entertaining character going against, you know, a heel authority figure who, you know, is not generally entertaining, but will be more entertaining because of the other character. And the crowd were into this segment. And essentially, at the end of the day, the best segments of the night are the ones that the crowd is into big time. And this was one of those segments. Just a very entertaining segment involving Adam Rose. I thought they would probably want to put Jack Swagger there in order to continue their feud, but if this was a way to really try and promote Adam Rose and to give the UK crowd something to dance and sing to, then it's did a very good job. They were very, very into this. It seems like lately John Cena and the Usos have been incredibly friendly and incredibly pally, doesn't it? It seems like they're all this big, lovely team, and John Cena teaming with the Usos will really help elevate the Usos a lot. But I saw a video that the Schleg Daddy did on the OTRS Central channel about what young talent has John Cena helped pretty much ever. And you look at people like Damien Sandow, you look at people like The Miz, you look at people like Ryback, and, you know, as soon as them guys, you know, Del Rio's another one, as soon as those guys faced Cena, their stock immediately went down and plummeted. And I really hope that this doesn't happen to the Usos and they don't have to team with John Cena much longer. Because since when has working with John Cena ever helped your career? Please, 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 apart from maybe Edge or something like that, please, please tell me when the last person who worked with John Cena actually helped his progression in his career. So I can't really remember one apart from maybe Edge. That's the only one I can really remember. So in this main event, we have the Usos facing Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Of course, John Cena and Bray Wyatt were ringside. The match itself was pretty good. I really hope that they do a tag team championship match between the Usos and Luke Harper and Eric Rowan at Payback. You'd think they'd have to now because they've been involved in segments with John Cena and Bray Wyatt, and these two can put on a hell of a match. These two teams, excuse me. And, you know, Bray Wyatt ends up causing a DQ, which was the right way for this match to go. If you're going to have this match happen down the line, don't have a clean finish happen before the pay-per-view. And, you know, just for good measure, because Cena's Cena, he manages to AA Eric Rowan and end the segment on top. Now, I understand that Bray Wyatt ended the segment on top in a big way on Raw, but, you know, can we still, are we still going there with John Cena ending these segments on top, you know, most of the damn, I don't know. I've kind of lost a lot of interest in this Bray Wyatt-John Cena feud, to be honest. It's gone to the point where I just have no faith in Bray Wyatt winning a match, which kind of makes him the babyface and John Cena the heel, as people like the Sleg Daddy and Deluxe Man have so rightfully commented on this feud, you know. So it was a good main event match. I can't complain about that. You know, and I guess you've got to have Cena end up on top at some time or another, but, you know, Cena just going in, AAing Eric Rowan, and then Bray Wyatt going to the ring apron and then stepping down. I guess if nothing more, it actually got him some heat, because most of the time the crowd are cheering him and John Cena sucks! John Cena sucks! I've been booing the fucking babyface, which is John Cena. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I thought this week's edition of SmackDown was pretty decent, a lot better than I thought it was, mainly because I had very low expectations for the show, and when I was somewhat entertained by it, you know, it just felt a little bit better because of that. But the Adam Rose segment was very entertaining. The main event match, I thought, was very good. You know, there were other things in there. The Bray Wyatt promo was very good. You know, we finally get to see the debut of Bo Dallas. Don't stop believing. I wonder how many people in the WWE now will believe. You know, I really do think that. And Dolph Ziggler and, you know, Batista had an inconsequential but very good no DQ match, and we get to see Hulk Hogan not telling us when the WWE Network is going to be in the UK. So not a bad SmackDown this week, much better than your average SmackDown, I would say. If you have any thoughts on this week's edition of SmackDown, or indeed going into Payback, which I believe is next week now, boy, I don't know if I'm going to watch that show. But if you have any thoughts on this show or Payback, please put them down in the comment section below. That has been it from me, Mr. Parkin. See you next week for the NXT review, and goodbye.